Yeah, I'm wondering when is Rikishi going to have a crash out over Solo Sokoa and Jimmy Uso? Because it seems to me all he'd be doing is crashing out over Jay Uso. It's like, dude, you got three sons. You got three sons on the main roster, man. And you only complain about Jay Uso's booking, but not Solo's, not Jimmy. Jay's doing better than Solo and Jimmy. But where's your rants on their booking? I'm just trying to figure this out. So somebody had left a comment under his video, and I'm glad you got some commenters that are calling out his BS, right? I'm glad you got some wrestling fans that are just not a bunch of ass kissers just because dude is a legend or a Hall of Famer. No, we're going to call out your illogical opinion or stance or hot take or whatever. Like if you're talking messy and you're talking reckless, we're going to call it out. So this guy says, bro out here thinking his family gets no chances when it's been the epitome of nepotism for decades. Thank you. Mother effing facts. And here's the thing, right? If you are a Samoan in the wrestling industry, you are bound to get signed to a WWE contract. You're bound to get a spot on the main roster. Triple H, The Rock, oh, they're going to find a spot for you, especially The Rock. Look at Ava. Ava is the NXT general manager. Obviously, she got that spot because of nepotism. What else? Why else would she get the position? Why else would she get that spot? You look who is literally the final boss. It's pretty evident why all these Samoans right now are getting signed. They just signed Hikuleo, whatever his name is. He's bound to be in that Solo Jacob Fatu storyline next week. More likely he'll be introduced into the fold. But on to Jay Uso. Jay Uso has been booked very well. He's been booked very well. He's one of the most popular wrestlers in the company. A top merch seller. Was just world heavyweight champion for 51 days. Okay, so you're mad because he lost the title back to Gunther? Listen, we all knew that Jay, once he won that world title, he was not going to hold on to it for a long time. I don't know what you were expecting for him to hold it on for a lengthy time. Listen, Jay Uso is not John Cena. He is not Randy Orton. Rikishi had the nerve to say, well, you gave John Cena a long title reign, or you didn't do this to John Cena. You didn't do this to Randy Orton. And I'm like, bro, Jay Uso is nothing like John Cena or Randy Orton. John Cena was the face of the company. Okay? The face of the company, meaning he is going to hold on to the top prize for a long, long time. And he did. Randy Orton is second behind John Cena. Randy Orton ain't getting no 51-day title reign. No, he's going to get a longer title reign. Now, has Randy Orton had short title reigns? Of course. Randy Orton's first world title reign lasted under a month in 2004. So Rikishi over here talking about, well, they never did this to Randy Orton. Well, they did. They did do it to Randy Orton back in 2004. He won the world title from the Crippler, and he lost it to Triple H and Unforgiven like a month later. The thing is, right, Jay had one successful title defense. Okay? The story going into the Jay Uso and Gunther match was that Jay was so preoccupied on helping his friends with their beef. He's getting involved in other people's beef because he wants to be loyal to a Cody Rhodes, to a Sami Zayn, to a CM Punk. While being World Heavyweight Champion, Gunther knew this and took advantage of Jey Uso and his loyalty to his friends. And that's what got him distracted. Not just that, Money in the Bank, he was selling a rib injury. Okay, he had gotten his ribs hurt from that moonsault from Logan Paul. Next night on Raw, he's selling the ribs. So he came into the match already hurt. So you already knew at that point, okay, Gunther's going to pick up the dub. He's going to beat Jey and get back his world title. It was pretty clear at that point. I wasn't surprised that they took the belt off of Jey. But why is Rikishi not proud of Jey Uso? It seems that Rikishi is a bitter, a raging baseball dad, right? And it's like, listen, your son is getting the best run of his entire career. What more do you want for them to do with Jey Uso? Why aren't you having that same outrage for Jimmy, for Solo? But even if he did have that same outrage for Solo and Jimmy, they're doing just as good. Now, I'm not going to say just as good, but Jimmy is in the mix. Solo has, he still has his position as, the tribal chief, whatever, but he's still in the mix as well. Like, he's still involved doing things. He hasn't been buried. He hasn't been forgotten about. He's still on TV every week. Solo has grown and has evolved his character. He's shown more personality. Jimmy Uso is starting to show out on his own. He's trying to break out on his own merits now. And Jey Uso has been World Heavyweight Champion for 51 days. He still got a world title reign. Former Intercontinental Champion. Okay? Yeah, just because he lost the belt after 51 days doesn't mean that Jey Uso is buried or the creative team doesn't know what they're doing with Jey Uso. There's a chance he will get the title back. But here's the thing, right? 5 years ago, would you have ever predicted that Jey Uso, right, at the time where the Usos were a tag team, you couldn't tell them apart? Would you have ever predicted that Jey would be an Intercontinental Champion and a World Heavyweight Champion? Would you have ever predicted, let alone like 3-4 years ago, that he would have beaten Gunther? No one in their right mind would have ever predicted that. No one ever saw that coming, not even a year ago. No one saw a year ago Jey Uso dethroning Gunther for the World Championship. No one saw that coming. So the fact that he did, and the fact that he was given a title reign, says a lot. Rikishi should be a grateful father. I mean, if my son was a wrestler and he won the world championship, I would be a proud dad. I would be very proud of my son. I don't care if he lost it a month later. I don't care as long as he won the damn thing, as long as he had the opportunity to be considered a world champion. But see, it's pride, it's ego, it's also greed that defiles some of these wrestlers, especially the ones that come from bigger families. They think they're owed the entire world. They think they're owed the entire universe. So they walk around with this big ass head all day and thinking that they deserve everything, that they deserve so much more. And they're not grateful for the little that they're given. And it's like, when is Rikishi going to ever start being grateful that Jey Uso is having the run that he is having right now? It could be so much worse. Was Rikishi ever complaining about the Usos and their booking as a tag team? Probably not. But only because when he became a singles act and he's in the position that he's in now, it's like Rikishi got all this stuff to say. It's like he has so much to say, but like so many complaints on top of that. I'm just trying to figure out, where's the damn gratitude? It's like, man, shut up. Jimmy Uso and Solo Sikoa, they're not in higher regards compared to Jay Uso. So why aren't you complaining, on that logic of complaining about your son Jay, why aren't you complaining about Jimmy and Solo?